Welcome to this lesson. We're talking about how to get out of our own way. How many of you have heard the saying, you just got to get out of your own way and then you'll be headed right towards your dreams, your desires and your wants? Like, how many of you, drop your name down in the comments if you've felt that you've blocked yourself from moving forward in life? Maybe it's fear of success, maybe it's fear of failure, maybe it's that you don't believe in yourself, or maybe it's that you don't think you've got the capability. Whatever the excuse is, if you think that you've been putting a block that you're consciously aware of in the way, jot it down in the comments, because you'll be surprised at how many people also feel the same as you. Now, even if you're watching the replay, please just jot this down in the comments, drop it into YouTube or Facebook, wherever you're seeing this video, because we need to be able to share these experiences with everybody to understand that what you're experiencing is in fact a human way of being. We all have these blocks we put in our way. These are for a great reason, because they become our projects. Our project to remove the block, and through this we have an experience which helps us to grow. So there you go. It's not all bad, right? So we're going to move through these blocks by understanding the gift inside the challenge. Pretty primo, right? Okay, so now that you've got that in the comments and you're set up to know what you want to work on today, because that's what we're going to do, I'm going to just start with a beautiful grounding exercise. This is a mindfulness technique that is super simple and seems like doesn't do anything. Yet, in fact, bear with it and speak for yourself how you feel it goes. So first of all, I just want you to close your eyes and sit in the chair that you are watching this video in, and feel your feet on the floor. If you're anything like me, you have to actually move forward onto the chair to put your feet flat onto the actual floor. Now, once you're feeling into the floor with your feet, just push down with the tops of your feet, your toes, and that padding at the top of your feet. Keeping your eyes closed, take a deep breath in, letting it out as you push your feet into the floor. And then with the rhythm of your breath, simply push your heels, your toes, heels, toes, heels, toes, heels, toes. And letting them now rest as you move to the seat of your chair, where you feel your hips and your bottom, and just go from side to side to side to side. Feeling the grounding, earthing support from the seat, knowing that you are practically and physically supported in your chair on this earth. And as you move back into your chair, simply lean back if you have a back to your chair and feel into the chair. Physically just feeling into the support of the chair and the support that the chair has on the floor, the support the floor has on the earth, on the ground, on the base of your house. Taking 3 deep conscious breaths into your stomach through your nose and out through your mouth. And by making the exhale slightly longer than the inhale, we automatically tell our body and our emotional state that it is safe. This calms down our nervous system, and it allows us to feel safe and supported, even though it's simply a visual sitting in the chair. Being mindful of what is happening sends a message to our brain, our nervous system, that we are safe, we are supported, we are grounded, and automatically you can feel more centered and calm. when you're ready, you can open your eyes and we will begin. How to get out of your own way. Well, as we've discussed, we all have these blocks. But what are the blocks? The blocks, in a simple term, are just these subconscious beliefs that we're not always aware of, even though we might think we know what the block is, such as a fear of judgment, fear of not being enough, fear of inadequacy, like these blocks that we consciously tell ourselves. But where did they come from? They came from another story, past. This can even be in a past life or simply your earlier years. What happens is we come into this life as a soul with a human body, and the soul has often had other experiences and has come to life to experience more and to grow and evolve the universe. Now, for some that might sound pretty intense. This is the process that we work with. When we understand that we are a human a soul having a human experience, we automatically can reset the way we view anything, because it's not simply a 3D reality. When we understand life to be more than the physical that we've been taught to live for most of our lives, we actually get stuck in that physical term and we feel we need to force life to happen, to make stuff happen, because there's no magic in the physical world. It's simply a practical world of effort and try. And that takes us to that base chakra, that root chakra, the first chakra, the red one, which is where we need to feel stability and grounded and secure in life. The base chakra is all about money and security and really laying down our practical roots in the world. And it's important as a human to do that. But if we don't feel that grounded and we're not centered within ourselves and our nervous system, then we automatically throw everything else off. If you can imagine that there was a stake in the ground, and if it's in there secure, then everything stands up nice and straight and flows easily. But if it's a bit wobbly and we're not feeling safe and secure, then it just sort of flies from one way to the other. We need to get that stability in that earthing groundedness. Now, that can be for some people practical senses with money, or feeling emotionally supported by other people, or simply allowing themselves to get practically secure and physically and energetically by doing a daily technique of being grounded. Now, whilst this may not be what you're expecting when it's about getting out of your own way, we need to come from anything from a grounded place. We need to come at any decision from a sensible, grounded space, because then we're not reacting from circumstances that are not relative. You see, when we're stressed and when we're out of alignment, we act out of fear or greed or judgment or panic or force. When we're grounded, we can be more sensible and come from a place of love and personal empowerment. Therefore, it is really important to think about the mind and the body and the soul. Not just totally work on the mind and not just totally work on the body, and not just be all airy-fairy up in the air as well. So what we're all about is keeping our heads in the clouds with these great dreams and desires, but also keeping our feet on the ground. So that's why it's super important to take a mindful practice every day, whether that's meditation or simply sitting in your chair doing a simple exercise like we've just done, or going for a walk along the beach barefoot, where that can help you to draw in the negative ions from nature that help us to naturally heal ourselves and come into balance, into equilibrium. Now, when we have started our day with that kind of process, we've already sent a message to our mind and our brain that we are safe and secure. The second step to do is to have a really clear intention about what you're wanting to achieve. You might be in your way of something, but what is it that you're actually in the way of? Because when we think we're stuck, we can often use it as an excuse to not expand ourselves or go anywhere with that. So therefore, the second stage is to really get some sort of creative intention. What do you want to create? We need to get our eye on the prize of what we want to achieve in life. Now, it's more than a simple thing like to lose weight or to make money or to find love. That's not a significant enough intention. We need to understand how we want to feel and the greater reason, our why for actually moving forward from where we are to where we want to be, from A to Z. And then when we understand that we're on that path from where we are to reaching our desire, and we're saying there's a block in between, we have a bit more of a plan. A strategy is now forming. So once you have created a desire, this is really important to get clear in the now. So you are not necessarily experiencing the full appreciation of your intention, but you are practically living the intention. For example, I intend to open my heart and clear the way to find true love. Or I intend to unfold my deeper purpose piece by piece so that I can move forward to help others doing what I love to do. Or I intend to heal the relationship I have with my partner and to bloom into a divine connection of tranquility and understanding. Whatever it is for you. But we really need to feel into it. And when you say, I intend, or I am having, or I have towards your intention, you've got your eye on the prize, and you can write that little number on the fridge even, or especially in your journal of creations. So I'm just going to give you a moment. Just take some time now to jot down on your own paper, and if you feel like putting in the comments your intention, that would be fantastic. We'd love to hear what your intention is. It's helpful to share with each other because you can create more abundance within your intention. So I'd like to suggest some words while you're writing your ideas. Simply write down lots of words first and then compile them into an intention. Now you may like to do this on an actual new moon. When the moon is in its new phase, it's a great time for new beginnings and setting out those wishes, casting your spells, really getting clear on what you want. So think of things like abundance, vitality, joy, happiness, fulfillment, contentment. And work with that on the topic that you're wanting to improve in your life. Fun, perhaps looking at your values in life and turning those into intentions. Things like honesty, integrity, education, adventure, trust, loyalty, friendship, family, strength, personal growth, spirituality. There's so many beautiful words that you can put into your intention. Now, once you have created that, if you're watching the replay here, you can press pause and really nail down your intention, because this is the key to motivate your free will. Everything that we do in life comes from an intention, whether we are conscious, like aware of our intention, or whether we have these pre-programmed intentions in our subconscious that we're just living out through society's conditioning. You must have a house, you must get married by this age, you must have children, you must do this, why have you done it by this age? Those are these beliefs that we are running our life by if we don't specifically choose to set them ourselves. So, once you have your intention, we now move into a new level with your intention, and we want to add to it. What we want to add is a personal power. Like, what is it that would help you to grow? What do you need to grow within yourself What do you need to develop? So another way of looking at that is, how are you feeling about yourself? Are you feeling worthy? Do you understand your self-worth? Do you feel confident? Do you feel valuable? Do you know that you're important? Because all of those words are who you are. What is the one that stands out the most for you? Being capable, being worthy, being beautiful even. Really understanding that you are this amazing, loving, magnificent human. No one in the entire world has ever been like you and will ever be like you. You are one of a kind. And so why not celebrate this? Really get into the feeling of what it's like to be that one of a kind. You want to find that uniqueness, that if you had that personal empowerment, if you really believed in yourself, what would that change in your world? Do you need to feel more worthy, more enough? Love yourself more. Know that you're beautiful. Know that you need not change, but it's important to grow. Now, once you have established one or two key areas that are really not feeling strong when you hear them out loud, so let's work with feeling worthy just as you are. So take your intention and throw it out there. Say, I am opening my heart to be available to receive and give absolute divine love in a relationship, because I am completely, wholeheartedly worthy just as I am today. So we expand that intention into something that embraces the next level of who you are. Feeling into it, really feeling into it. So the next part of this stage is to close your eyes, and I want you to walk yourself through the process of being exactly what that intention is. With your eyes closed, simply allow yourself to drop into a space. Perhaps you're actually taking yourself for a walk along the beach, or maybe you are having an amazing trip overseas somewhere. It doesn't matter where in the world you are. Just find a place where you are, and in this space you are super happy and content, because the reality of your intention is with you right now. Take a few breaths and really feel into who this person is. Be very mindful of any resistance that comes up in your mind as you feel into it. The aim is to not try. There's no need to try to feel it. Simply see yourself and allow yourself to feel what comes up. If you do feel resistance, that's also fine, because it gives you a message of something that needs to be cleared. This exercise today is really to get really clear on what is blocking you. What are you standing in the way with? What are you holding on to? I'm going to give you a few moments just to be in that feeling, seeing yourself, imagining whatever the process is, super success, great love, an open heart, vibrant health, incredible energy, exceptional happiness. Who do you need to be? Who are you naturally? What are you letting go of in order for this to be your reality right now? And when you're ready, just take some time to jot down some notes in your journal about the feelings that you felt, both good and also the resistance. Now, if you'd like, please do share some resistant comments in the comments section. I see that you've got like a lack of trust, just feeling despondent, seems like too much effort. Is it still not feeling worthy, not feeling enough? That comes up a lot. Which of course you are enough and you are worthy, but I understand. Okay, that's awesome, guys. It's so awesome. It's really good when you can become super aware of what you want and what's blocking you. Although we're not necessarily getting into the subconscious beliefs of what's blocking you, it's just getting clarity on what you really, really want in your heart. Now, as we move into a more of a self-expression time, this stage, what I'd like you to do is to start with those resistant comments. Start with the conscious resistance and rewrite these resistant moments into a statement that helps you to overcome that resistance. Now, I'm going to give you a journaling exercise that in your own time you can further this process. So if, for example, you have written down, you're feeling a bit flat lately and you just don't have the motivation to do what you need to do, then we write down the actual fact. I'm feeling a bit flat today. I feel a bit depressed sometimes. So that's okay. We have these times. We all have moments where we're a bit more dark than light. We need them to know how to appreciate the good times, right? So taking that darkness, we just start with that, but with an awareness that we want to feel better. So we say, I'm feeling a bit flat today. I have been a bit depressed and a bit in a dark space. I really want to feel the light. I want to feel light because I know it's an enjoyable space to be. And when I feel that light and the enjoyment, I get hope. I feel more hopeful because I know that I have some skills that I really want to put into practice, and I've been happier, and yeah, so I'm enthusiastic about doing it, but I don't know what to do. So I ask myself what to do. So this is a journaling, this is as if you're writing this in your journal. You're basically having a conversation with yourself, easing your way through from darkness to light. So the same would go as, I just don't feel like I'm worthy of a relationship. Everyone else is more attractive or more fun than me, and which obviously is a silly thing to say, sorry to say, but everybody, there is a lid for every pot, I say, a lid for every pot. And it's very much about us having the confidence to own who we are. So when we start off writing that, we are in an awareness that, look, take a look around. There are people of all sorts of personalities, shapes and sizes in relationships. It's really not about anything to do with anything. We have to step that emotional block out of the road and then allow our match to come. Sure, when we feel better about ourselves, we're going to attract a better partner for us. That is a fact. Energy attracts energy. But in the scheme of what we're writing now, we need to just clear the block that we're putting in front of us, which is excuses. I have no more excuses now. I want to release the excuses. So it's just having a chat with yourself as if you were your best friend, talking yourself through from the darkness, from the negativity into the light. So eventually you come into a time and you go, I know I'm worthy of love at the end of the day, and I'm willing and looking forward to being more confident. To do this, I am going to personally look into myself and get to know myself more and feed myself the goodness, both all mind, body and spirit, so that I will feel amazing within myself. Now, I know this sounds like a big rave on, but literally when you're writing in your journal, that's exactly what it is. It's a big rave on. No one else needs to see it and no one else needs to read it. It's a process of helping you talk yourself through the process of what's really going on, rather than just pointing at the problem and focusing on that. Now, once you come to the end of that, or instead of doing that, you can simply turn your statement around. So if we work with the first one that we had, which was, I'm feeling a bit flat, sometimes I feel depressed, say, I'm feeling full of energy, I'm so happy to be alive. Because that's what you ultimately want, right? well, in this case of this person, most of us would love to feel our most happiest. It feels the nicest, feels much nicer than feeling down and depressed. But many of us, all of us, have experienced these down times, so we need not be embarrassed about them. We just don't want to get stuck in them, because that's when we get down the rabbit hole. Once we're a little bit off track, so we've got our eye on the prize, we've got our North Star, and we're focused on that. And then if we just have a bit of a bad day and we fall a bit off, we can remind ourselves to come back on track like this. But if we just keep going off track, then we end up way off track. And it takes a lot longer to come in from way back there than it does from way down here. Right? Okay. So now that you've got your statement, which is, or two statements really. One is your intention, your beautiful intention, which is a creation in itself. And the second one is your new statement, which I feel happy to be alive. I feel full of energy. I have an open heart. I am confident to go out and meet people. I know I am worthy. I'm ready to release the past. I let go of all old hurts so that I can jump forward into my exciting future. Whatever your new statement is, we are going to use that as your mantra, as your meditation tool for the next step. And that is something that you can do in your own time, is to find some stillness and allow yourself to use that statement as your mantra. I suggest putting on some binaural beats in the earphones. So this means that you're getting a different frequency in each ear to help to balance the left and right brain. And when we do that, it helps us to program ourselves with these beautiful positive statements. Something you can do for yourself. Okay, so that's something to do in your own time on a regular basis, a beautiful way to fall asleep. Now, where do you get those binaural beats from? Just Google binaural beats. You'll see a plethora of beautiful, tranquil music that will help you to sleep and let go of the past and feel self-loving and soothe the pains and really come into, that's also very grounding, brings a little bit of alignment to your brain connection, left and right brain connection. Okay, so after you have taken the time in your own space to work with this process, because you will need to do more journaling on it, this is just an outline. And if you've got any questions, please do put them in the comments and I'll answer them before we finish today. Otherwise, we're going to rise to the final part of this process of getting out of your own way. And that is to actually do a visualization, which you can download off my YouTube actually, but it is a process where you visualize an opening at the top of your head, like it's like a sphere that opens up and allows you to draw in that universal energy, that universal light as like a laser beam, as if you're in Star Wars or something, but allowing the light to be drawn down the top of your head, through your spine and out your entire body. It's a simple visual, and what it's doing is literally allowing yourself to clear your energetic pathways. It's just a simple visualization that you'd be surprised at how much our imagination can affect our reality, because the body doesn't actually know the difference between a imagined thought to a real thought or a real practical situation to thinking about it. If you eat a lemon, you'll get that feeling. If you think about eating a lemon, if you close your eyes and think about eating a lemon, you'll literally start to salivate. So bear that in mind as you draw in this beautiful white light coming in from your crown chakra down through your body. And what it's doing is it's just cleansing. It's just getting yourself used to being in that cleansing light of divine energy, knowing and intending that to be at a frequency of 999 hertz, so that is absolute love, divine love, not human love. And through this process, you have your own personal technique on how to get out of your own way. Simply become aware of blocks blocking your dream. But of course, as you know, first we need to become aware of what the dream is from a heart center, from a feeling and personal power level. This is very different to what's blocking me from finding true love. Well, there's a few more things to go into, isn't there, from what you've discovered today. We need to understand the feelings we want to receive and the feelings we're already feeling about that block. Okay, any questions before we go? Just take your time when you are doing the visual, because you might find that you get distracted just like any meditation. Therefore, if you want to use a breathwork technique at the same time, so you breathe in the light at the top of your head and breathe out the light down your spine, that can be helpful as well. Yeah. Okay, great. So with the journaling technique, simply use so when you're writing down the so-called negative comment that you made about yourself, simply start with that in your journal as the point of reference, but knowing your intention is to transform it from darkness to light. So we're not just going down rabbit hole of I'm so depressed, we're going down, I'm depressed, however, I'm this, but this could, maybe I should, maybe I need to, maybe this might happen, and you're just having a little chat to yourself. It's actually how the mind works anyway, but often we make the mind go more down the rabbit hole to the negative, to the dark. So this is actually training your brain to give you a little pep talk, and I call this shadow to light journaling. Shadows before the dawn. It's really amazing actually. But like I say, you don't have to do that. You can simply turn the negative statement into a positive one, and you'll absolutely be able to use that statement within your meditation and use binaural beats to help to program that into your subconscious. Of course, we can use the conscious creation code to do this process in a more deep and healing way, especially if it's related to old trauma and hurts. If you want to continue sessions with me for that, if you haven't already had one, then you can obviously book in for a session of the conscious creation code, which we have another process that helps you get really specific on what you're creating, or helps you get specific on what triggers are really affecting your life. And then we go to the origin of the cause, which ultimately is either in your childhood or a past life. We go to the origin of that memory that has an energetic charge that's affecting you today. And we basically just transform that energy through balancing the left and right brain, as well as moving the energy with the connection to your higher self that I enable you to tune into. We work together to clear the pathways. And then we use muscle testing to make sure that you've actually achieved the result you want, because we can tune into the subconscious to hear what it believes by using muscle testing before and after each process that we do. So it's pretty amazing. It's personally changed my entire life and I absolutely love it. So that can be used for anything simply like basic trauma, not basic traumas, like big traumas, big childhood traumas, or even just, neglectful times from our childhood, things we missed out on that are affecting us today, like being heard or being understood or being seen or being validated. That can have really big impact in our adult life. But we can also use the conscious creation code for simple things like repetitive behavioral patterns, such as being quite shy or having an anger tendency or being a perfectionist, as well as daily triggers when we just get annoyed at our workmates or our partner. So it's pretty powerful stuff. You can do the luminary process with me if you would like to actually learn how to do it for yourself, or you can come and see me for a one-on-one session. Let me know in the comments or email me at fiona@sirensoul.com. You've probably got my details, and I look forward to hearing from you. And please do, share with each other what you have achieved, because this is a really lonely process sometimes. We don't have other people to share our journey with. And there are a lot of people out there wanting to support one another. It's just that there's also a lot of people that don't know anything about all this stuff, and that's okay too. So finding your tribe is an important part of moving forward into your more spiritual life, where we're out of the 3D and into the 5D, which is pretty magical and spectacular. So I'm going to love you and leave you guys. It's been so awesome. I love you so much, and I really want to hear your results. So if you're not sharing with the group, please do send me a private message anytime, even if you're watching the replay. I'd love to hear from you. Lots of love. Bye.